Boy, does Hasbro love giving us a red truck. Today we'll be going over Legacy, G1 Universe, Optimus Prime. Well, let's get into it. So this is G1 Universe, Optimus Prime. And when this thing got announced, a lot of people were speculating, is this just kind of like a budget missing link convoy? And I'm going to compare the two because I want to see myself, actually. That's why I got it, because I really like the missing link one. So I want to get this one and see if it's just as good as the missing link one, or if this is something you could pass on or something, or if you missed the missing link one, grab this one instead. The box is just normal United Legacy. Got Prime in there, still open window, it's fine. The back, he does come with an Energon Axe. His Energon Axe is really cool. Ion Blaster, and that's really it. There's no text back or anything, or bio for him. Everybody knows Optimus Prime. Yeah, there's nothing on the back of there. That's that side. But yeah, I'm really excited too, because I really can't wait to compare him, of course, with the missing link one. This is the anime accuracy one. This is the one that was only the Gab, but this is like the animation accurate Optimus Prime. Well, that being said, let's get him all unboxed, unclipped, and see if he really is as good or better, or maybe worse, than missing link. Now that we have Prime out of his box, we can see everything he comes with. He comes with 4 accessories, which is kind of cool. So he comes with 2 separate blasters. One, I believe, is a tune accurate blaster. The other blaster has to be toy accurate. Comes with an Energon, his Energon Axe, which is a new inclusion. A lot of Primes recently have been including an Energon Axe, which is really funny because it's only been shown in one episode one time. And then, of course, like every Prime now, he does include a Matrix of Leadership. It is clear for some reason. I think they did that is so when you look through the cab in the front, it's not sticking out. It's not like noticeable. So I think that's why they made it clear. So an undocumented feature he does have is his smokestacks are on 5mm ports, so they can come out and he can hold them and put them in his hand and everything else, and then you can put other things in there because it does open up a 5mm port in there. Now, getting him out of the box, I will say though, he is very small in comparison. So here he is with gears. This is him with legacy gears. So you can see how like tiny he is comparative wise. I think for a Prime he's like smaller, which is fine, but it's just weird because I feel like he should be a little taller, but it's not. He's not supposed to be like the Commander Prime. And of course, there he is with the Studio Series 86 Bumblebee. I didn't want to put Studio Series in here because I feel like they get a bigger budget, so they're bigger. But you can see like the size comparison-wise. They look good together, so I think that looks kind of fun. And of course, next is going to be with the missing link. Kind of like together how they were. It's really funny that I was listening to Evan talk, and they said that these were developed separately and they had really no connection with one another. They just kind of happen at the same time, which is really cool. But you can see how much taller missing link is and how smaller like this legacy one really is. And you can see on the chest right there what I was talking about with the clear. So they don't have this sticking out of the chest. It's just kind of clear and makes it kind of go away with that matrix. So I do want to do a deeper comparison between missing link and the legacy one, just so everyone's aware, because I was going into this thinking like, oh, they're pretty similar, and they are very similar. And in case you're on the fence of do I want to get the missing link or do I want to get the legacy one, let's start there. The missing link one that I own right here, this is the tune accurate one. This is the one that came separate. I paid $70 for him. He has diecast, he's got ratchets, he's really good. This is the $25-ish legacy one. It's all plastic. But they do share a lot of very similarities with how they are constructed. So for articulation for these two, they are identical except for each one has something unique. The missing link one has an ab crunch where the legacy one doesn't, but the legacy one, the front of his truck mode does lift up, so he is able to swing his legs further out, unlike the missing link one. The heads on them are hit or miss, the same thing. The legacy one is more a reference of like the actual G1 toy, whereas the missing link one is way more accurate to how he appeared. It's still toy accurate, but it's painted to look tune accurate, if that makes sense. They both still have the details on their forearms that are identical to the toy, but of course the anime one is not painted. They still both have rubber tires. The missing link one obviously had chrome, with this is silver. Legacy one does have the extra things, the extra smoke shacks to pull out, which is fine. The missing link one, I think this one did come with an Energon Axe. I don't remember I'll have to look into it. I think he had to come with an Energon Axe, but I don't have it because I put it away in storage. The matrices for these guys, he has the painted one, so it's, again, anime accurate. This one has the clear one, which, again, I think it's to make sure that when you're looking through here, you don't see the matrix and it, like, disrupts that profile that the Legacy one is going for. They both do retain rubber tires, which is fine. They both also, the hips on these guys, the wheels do flip out for allowing more articulation with the legs and the hips, which is also great. That's all I really can say about comparison of like the Missing Link and the Generations one. Again, the Missing Link one was 70, this is 25, this one is diecast, this one is chrome, has all the articulation you need, and it looks like a G1 Prime, where this one is more like you could play around with it and have fun with it. So that's, you can do that with that, whereas like this one, you really don't want to do that because he was such a higher price point. If you really are on the fence about this, it really depends on price, because this is 70, 25, it's really up to you, like what you want to get. You're going to get a good experience from either one of them, either way, but it depends on how much money you want to spend. So that's been really the comparison between those two. Best I can say is it's up to you what you want to get. They're both really good, they're both fun. But going back to Legacy Prime, he is like really poseable. He can go splits, do everything. The wheels do move out of the way, just like the Missing Link one, so he can do splits. He's got swivel, knees, and ankle tilts, which is really cool. There's not a pose that you can't get him in that he doesn't look good in, I would say. So the only issue I've had with him is that he does not have a wrist swivel. It is just a solid piece, and there's no swivel in there. Which, like, that's fine. I can still get him in poses. Like, he's not the Missing Link or the Commander one, so he's still super poseable for how tiny and little he is. So one little detail I did notice on him, which is really cool, is that on his tires, it does say Cybertronian on there, which I think is cool. His tires are also rubber too. Or they might not be rubber, but they're like a softer, pliable plastic, which is fine. But they feel rubber. But they do have Cybertronian written on them. Like the word Cybertronian written on them, which I think is like a really cool detail. Like, I'm really happy they did that. That's pretty much it for the robot mode. Like, he cleans up super well. He looks really good. He looks like the G1 toy, which he's supposed to be. Looks like the Missing Link, which is kind of like what the comparison is. But let's get him into his truck mode and look at that. Now that we have Optimus all transformed, we can better look at that truck mode with him, and he transforms exactly how you expect him to. Pretty much just like the Missing Link, minus like one step. He can store everything into truck mode back there, which I think is really cool. Glad they included that. But yeah, that's just a tiny little Optimus. That's a very tiny little Optimus. I noticed that the front does not stick together as very well. You really gotta clip it in because it's got a clip down here that plugs into the legs, but the legs sandwich down here, so it's hard sometimes to get everything lined up. But he rolls really well. He's got rubber tires, so that rolls really well. And he does have a hitch on the back, so let's see if he can actually hook up with one of the trailers. So yeah, he can hook up with the Commander class one just fine. Let's see what I want to have available. But yeah, this is the Commander class Optimus one, and yeah, that works great. But for comparison, of course, we have to bring the Missing Link in, and yeah, you can actually see how much smaller he is in comparison. And like, the G1 Optimus isn't really that big of a toy, I wouldn't think. But yeah, this is how they scale up together. Like, they are very tiny ones to another. And they both feel good, they both roll well, they both, you know, emulate the same toy they're trying to emulate, which is that G1 Optimus. That's all I really can say about this truck mode. It's cute, I like it, it's tiny, like, you can hold it in your hand and like go around with it. I think it's fun. It's easy to transform, you can just flip it back and forth really quickly and still be able to roll. He still rolls really well. But let's get him back into his robot mode. Do some final thoughts on Legacy. Was it G1 Universe Optimus Prime? So let's get into it. Now we got Optimus back into his robot mode. Some final thoughts for him. I think he's all right. This would be really good. I think this would be really good if you are a collector and you want to like have a child or something experience a G1 Prime, but also have like the articulation of a modern toy. I think that's like the real goal for this is. It's a good desk spot if you would just like bring it to work and people can go, oh, it's an Optimus because he looks like the original toy, but he's not like the original toy. But he kind of just doesn't fit in anything with like my collection because he does stand out. He doesn't fit in with like Studio Series. He doesn't fit in with like any of my Chug stuff. He will fit good with like my Optimus shelf back there. But other than that, like, he just kind of sticks out, I think, with a lot of things. But if you just want like a cheap, small little Optimus or like a pocket toy or something, I think he'd work out for that. I just personally don't really have any need for. It's hard for him to fit into any collection because he's so unique looking. Because he is a G1 toy, but he's not a G1 toy, so it's like this weird balance. You probably easily could fit him in a G1 collection, and like nobody would really notice. But yeah, that's about it. He just kind of sticks out, kind of whatever. He's fun, don't get me wrong. But if you're going to have a choice between this or the Missing Link, I would probably go for the Missing Link. He is much more expensive, but that's pretty much it. But that's been G1 Universe Optimus Prime. That's really all I can say about him. I think he's fine. Yeah, he's fine. If you liked the video, let me know. Are you going to be picking this up? Are you forgoing this? Are you just going to get... Or do you already have the Missing Link? Because the Missing Link, again, is really good. But yeah, that's been for G1 Legacy Universe Optimus Prime. If you like the video, subscribe. Helps me out a lot. And then, yeah, let me know in the comments, like, are you going to get this or not going to get this? That's it. I will see you guys in the next video.